In a world where the stock market ebbs and flows with unexpected turns, few moments are as electrifying as today's news. Advanced Micro Devices, or AMD for short, is not just bouncing back, it's roaring ahead with aggressive moves that have the market abuzz and going against the red wave brought upon by Nvidia and other big tech companies. This comes after a series of shocking news that paint a very bright future ahead for AMD as a prime contender and perhaps even a leader of the AI revolution down the line. Among the shockwaves is the revelation that AMD is knitting closer ties with Samsung Electronics Co. for groundbreaking 3-nanometer chip technology. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Industry stalwarts like Nvidia and Intel better watch out. This isn't just a comeback, it's a revolution against the people that got too comfy at the top. Watch on as we dive deep into AMD's strategic maneuvers that could reshape the tech market landscape as we know it. Welcome to Investocracy.
And that was the main thing that we wanted to do at AMD, which is to expand beyond traditional computing. And so we've made a bunch of acquisitions. We've invested heavily on the GPU side, and I think we have, I would say, arguably one of the most complete portfolios of end-to-end computing capabilities. So whether you're talking about in the biggest iron in the cloud infrastructure, or you're talking about at the edge in applications, or you're talking about personal computing, I think you're going to need the right type of compute, and that's something that I've always believed in.
Amid Tuesday's broader sector sell-off, AMD had a moment of redemptive glory on Wednesday, trading higher by 3.30% at $165.27. The buzz was palpable after reports surfaced. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing might be increasing the prices of its chip production services. While this news drew mixed reactions, the real game-changer was AMD's burgeoning partnership with Samsung Electronics. Their collective aim? To master the 3-nanometer chip processing technology, a move that could help Samsung narrow its market share gap with TSMC. And if AMD could utilize this technology to further itself in the ever-expanding world of AI and highly sophisticated AI computer chips, it could secure a place in the leading role of the AI revolution and topple Nvidia's long-standing power. But before we go any further, if you want to keep up with AMD's latest updates and keep up with the stock market's latest news, you can follow our Twitter account. We post multiple times daily about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market, so click the follow button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates.
So NVIDIA is probably the best known as being out of, the first out of the gate for GPUs. And how are you thinking about how you compete with them or coexist with NVIDIA?
Well, again, if I take a step back and look at what's happening in the market, the market is a really broad market in terms of so many different applications, so many different types of compute that are necessary. Like when we look at the growth in just data center infrastructure, we would say, this is a $400 billion plus market, by 2027. So it's tremendous growth. And underneath that, again, there's no one size fits all. You need different types of compute. I think that we have a very, very strong portfolio. I think the idea that sometimes you need CPUs, sometimes you need GPUs, sometimes you need ASICs and combinations of these. That is what we are really doing from a strategy standpoint. And it's about having the right compute for the right application.
Yet, the excitement doesn't end there. AMD, which has already captured a formidable 33% of the server CPU market, is also making headway in the AI space. Analysts are bullish about AMD's pipeline, especially after AMD showcased its MI3 25X accelerator at the recent Computex event in Taiwan. If there's a more exciting time to be following AMD, I'd love to see it, one industry watcher quipped. Let's also touch on AMD's ambitious endeavor to further its footprint in the AI PC market. Although Nvidia has long been the poster child for AI, AMD is emerging as a serious contender, with upcoming products like MI325, MI350, MI400, and MI350 slated to improve inference performance by 35 times after MI300. The stakes are high and the rewards potentially astronomical. Driving much of these innovations forward is Keith Stryer, AMD's newly minted Senior Vice President of Global AI Markets. Stryer, an AI industry veteran, previously spearheaded worldwide AI initiatives at NVIDIA, focusing on commercial engagements with international governments. Imagine a seasoned general switching sides in the heat of battle. Strier's shift to AMD promises to jolt the AI market's status quo. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
What types of applications do you think that AMD will excel in?
Well, for sure, we've done a lot of work in sort of the cloud and the largest hyperscalers, and working with the folks like Salesforce, like others who are really pushing the envelope on what you do in the cloud. And in the cloud, it's all about how efficient is your compute. It's not just about performance. It's about performance per watt in terms of power efficiency. It's about performance per dollar in terms of total cost of ownership. We have, we work with every large major hyperscaler, and I'm, very thankful for the deep partnerships that we have there. And we co-innovate. We actually, with each generation, we get even more optimized to what the needs of the large cloud hyperscalers need. And that's true on the CPU side, on the GPU side, as well as on the overall solutions that are necessary. And then we're also very interested in working with large enterprises, because enterprises also have very unique applications as well in terms of what they need for next generation computing.
I find it fascinating. A lot of people focus on the GPU, but really it's racks of GPUs and racks of CPUs and how it all comes together. And kind of on that point, I was curious, congratulations, by the way, on your acquisition of ZT Systems. If you could talk more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we see is a world where the computing that you need for AI is just becoming much more all-encompassing. So it's not, the components are important, and our architects work night and day to make sure that you can have the most optimized CPU and the most optimized GPU. But it's also how we put them together in systems, because as you know, Clara, these new models are like, hundreds of billions of parameters, or even, a trillion parameters. And when you have models that large, you actually need these systems really clustered in tens of thousands of GPUs or hundreds of thousands of GPUs, and so solutions become really important. So yeah, we're very excited. We just announced our acquisition of ZT Systems, and it is really kind of the third leg in the stool. So if you think about silicon investment, really important. We've made a lot of investments in a roadmap there. Software investments. We've also made significant software acquisitions, and then with now ZT Systems, we get the solutions and kind of wraps it all together.
Not content with just executive muscle, AMD recently acquired ZT Systems for a staggering $4.9 billion, along with Europe's largest private AI lab, Silo AI, for $665 million. These aren't just acquisitions. They're strategic moves to consolidate and expand AMD's prowess in server and AI data center capabilities. According to Evercore ISI, Citi, Northland, and Piper Sandler, the glass is not just half full, it's overflowing with potential. Financially, AMD's Q2 results tell an equally compelling story, with revenues hitting $5.835 billion, surpassing street consensus by $110 million, and achieving a data center segment revenue growth of 115% to $2.8 billion, AMD stands on solid ground. High price-to-earnings PE ratio? Sure, but not without merit. With a market capitalization of $221.65 billion and revenue growth of 6.4% over the last 12 months, optimism is not unwarranted. Remember, the tech race isn't just about blazing trails, it's about holding ground. AMD has made substantial market share gains against Intel since 2020, rising from a mere 8% to 33% in the server CPU market by 2024. Their focus on cost-effective alternatives could further unseat rivals. Despite NVIDIA's towering presence, AMD's focus on GPU and AI innovations continues. This has been evident since releasing its fourth-generation EPYC CPUs and the continued strong demand for AI GPUs. One analyst cheekily remarked, "While NVIDIA is the stealth bomber, AMD is fast becoming the agile fighter jet." The icing on the cake? AMD stock surged post their $665 million acquisition of Silo AI, a move seen as a direct boost to their competitive stance against Nvidia. AMD's market position is expected to integrate Silo AI's innovations seamlessly into their existing framework, further solidifying their presence in the AI and semiconductor markets under the leadership of Peter Sarlin within AMD's AI group.
Okay, we have an election coming up. And given the geopolitical landscape, how are you thinking about navigating through having a resilient supply chain and other considerations?
Well, I think what we have certainly realized through the pandemic and then through some of the geopolitical situation that semiconductors are a critical capability. I think they're key for national security in some cases, but certainly for overall the global economy. And so, with that, with anything in that realm, the geographic diversity is very, very important. And from that standpoint, we're really pleased with the CHIPS Act. I think the CHIPS Act is a pretty monumental thing for the semiconductor industry in terms of just how much investment is going into trying to ensure that there's good resiliency. We're very actively working on moving some of our manufacturing to some of the U.S. Capabilities here. Our manufacturing partner is TSMC. They're building in Arizona. And we're never going to get, we shouldn't expect that we're ever going to get, all manufacturing in the United States. But getting some of it and having geographic diversity, I think those are very positive things.
Which is probably something that every industry should probably look at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As AMD continues to make significant strides, both in technological advancements and strategic business maneuvers, it is hard to overlook the stock's potential. AMD's shares have seen a commendable 36% rise in the last 12 months and are expected to surge even further, with predictions pegging the stock to hit $163, a 25% increase from its current value. This optimistic outlook is further bolstered by AMD's robust CPU sales, AI chip innovations, and strategic acquisitions like Silo AI. Investors, whether seasoned or newbies, should consider AMD a worthy addition to their portfolios. The company's relentless focus on innovation, substantiated by strong financial performance and market share gains, makes it a formidable player in the tech industry. So, what do you think? Is AMD the dark horse ready to disrupt the tech giants? We'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Is AMD on your watch list? And if not, why? Share your comments below. And finally, if you would like to know what companies like AMD have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.